during the American regime, the focus of education was already towards democracy. They used English as the medium of education, the medium of instruction. It was now formal education. Okay, so education has now become formal. It has shifted to becoming formal. And they established the first public school system. Okay, so this is the common question in the left. Who established the first public school system or the public school system in the Philippines? Your answer is going to be the Americans. Okay, so that's during the American period. And of course, they used various methods of teaching, which now included debates and games. Okay, so that's during the American period, American regime. We go to the next one, Commonwealth period. Now, common question in the left, during the Commonwealth period, what could be said about the government or about the country of the Philippines? Your answer there would be we were partially independent. So we were not fully independent during the Commonwealth period. We were also not under the American rule, but we were partially independent because the Americans were making us ready to become independent. Okay, of course, our president during the Commonwealth period was Manuel Quezon. Okay. Now, again, the focus was preparation for independence, as I've mentioned, because the US was trying to teach us how to become independent. There's promotion of nationalism. The Filipino language was used because, of course, we are going to be independent soon, and we already are trying to patronize, trying to use our language. Okay, and it started the CAT, or the citizenship advancement training that we have in schools. Okay, so that's during the Commonwealth period. Now, next one is the Japanese regime. The Japanese period, their focus was the love of labor. Okay, so what was given emphasis was technical vocational. The love of labor was given emphasis. Also, the eradication of dependence on Westerners. So the Japanese people wanted us to be influenced and wanted us to be dependent on our Asian brothers. Okay, so they said, we are all Asians. Do not be dependent on the Americans. Do not be dependent on the Spanish. Okay, so that's during the Japanese period. They used Nihongo in teaching the kids. Okay, so the medium of instruction was Nihongo. Of course, another thing that you need to remember here, our president during that time was Jose Laurel, okay, the puppet president. Now we go to the Third Philippine Republic. This was already after the Japanese regime. Social and economic development was pushed, and of course, there's several educational advancements. I'm going to discuss this in the last focus that we have. Now, of course, the president during the Third Republic was Manuel Rojas, which is, or who is the lolo of Mar Rojas. Okay, so he is the president of the Third Republic. Now, under the new society, the new society was already under the former President Marcos, and here, Department of Education and Culture was established in 1972, which was later on changed to the Ministry of Education and Culture in 1978. Okay, so they established, or they created 13 regional offices for education, and there was a major organizational change. Okay, there were lots of organizational changes during the new society, which was already part of the Marcos regime. Okay, so again, take note, 1972, Department of Education and Culture was established, and it was changed in 1978 to the name Ministry of Education and Culture. Now, after EDSA, this was already the time of the former President Corazon Aquino, we have the Ministry of Education, Culture, and Sports, or MEX, in 1982, established in 1982. And it was later called Department of Education, Culture, and Sports, or DEX, in 1987. Okay, so 1982, MEX, Ministry of Education, Culture, and Sports. 1987, it was changed to the Department of Education, Culture, and Sports.